On the National Core Subjects Quiz. Just follow us on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Just search National Core Subjects Quiz, like our pages and subscribe. There you'll see videos, pictures, and every other information we have to put out there with regards to the National Core Subjects Quiz. For this contest, we have two schools here. On my right, we have Mercy Schools Limited, and on my left, Rising Star Montessori School. From the names of our contestants, I feel there's a bit of imbalance because the contestants from Rising Star Montessori have a lot more names than the contestants from Mercy Schools Limited. So contestants, let's hear you. Introduce yourselves to us.
I'm Lois Kimchi. I'm David Abbott from Mrs.
Okay. And to the contestants from Rising Star.
I'm Paula Javon from Rising Star Montessori.
And I'm Mensa Emmanuel from Rising Star Montessori School.
Lois and Daisy, tell us a bit about Mercy Schools Limited.
Mercy Schools Limited is a school located at MATAHEKO. The name of my school was gotten from our founder. The name of our founder is Madam Mercy Norton. That's why our school name is Mercy School Limited.
Okay. And what's your school's motto?
Walk as children of the truth.
Walk as
children of the truth.
Children of the truth. So let me ask, do you walk as children of the truth?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Rising Star Montessori, please tell us a bit about your school.
Rising Star Montessori School is situated at KUNTUNSE, Damax 2. It was established in the year 2009 by Mrs. Keats and Pakutin, and its motto is guiding your child in the right direction.
Guiding your child in the right direction. Thank you very much. Audience, please let's give them a hand. Contest, there will be 4 rounds. The first round will have questions on English language and social studies. And the second round will have questions on general knowledge. For the third round, we'll have questions on odd, select, and swift response. And for the fourth and final round, we'll have our logical illustration as well as the verbal puzzles. For a major question, contestants, you have 15 seconds to provide the answer. And within the 15 seconds, you have 3 attempts. 3 attempts. For a bonus, you have 5 seconds and only 1 attempt. Please, are we clear? Are we clear? So I believe we can begin. I'll begin with Mercy Schools. What does the figurative expression, a skeleton in a cupboard, mean?
A dreadful family secret.
A dreadful family secret. Rising Star. What does the idiom, as the crow flies, mean? Okay. A bonus to Mercy Schools. In a straight line. Mercy Schools. Spell complain.
Complain. C-O-M-P-L-A-I-N.
Spell the word statement.
Statement. S-T-A-T-E-M-E-N-T.
Come again.
Statement. S-T-A-T-E-M-E-N-T.
That's right. Let's choose. The point where two streams meet is known as
Confluence.
confluence. That's correct. Rising star. In which vegetation zone is an oasis found?
The savannah.
No. A bonus to Mercy Schools.
The desert.
This brings us to the end of the first round. The third edition of the National Core Subjects Quiz is powered by Verbal Transformers, and our headline sponsor is RMG Ghana Limited. At the end of round one, Rising Star Montessori School had 3 points. And Mercy Schools Limited had 11 points. We move on to round 2, and I'll begin with Rising Star. Rising Star, who were the first Europeans to arrive at Elmina?
The Portuguese.
That's correct. Mercy Schools, who is the first person to have represented the British government in the Gold Coast?
Sir Charles McCarthy.
Sir Charles McCarthy. Rising Star, what does the green color in Ghana's flag represent?
Vegetation.
Vegetation, that's it. Mercy School, what does the cocoa tree in Ghana's coat of arms represent?
It represents the Titi world of Ghana.
No. I'll give you 2 out of 3 for that. The answer I was actually looking for is, it represents the agricultural wealth of Ghana. Agricultural wealth of Ghana. Rising Star, the science concerned with the forces that exist between objects and their interrelationships between matter and energy is known as
Physics.
physics. That's right. Mercy Schools, the study of the composition and existence of matter is known as
Chemistry.
chemistry. Correct. Rising Star, the first missionaries to introduce secondary school education in Ghana were?
The Roman Catholic Church.
No.
The Roman Church.
No. A bonus to Mercy Schools.
The Pastel.
No. The Methodist. The Methodist. Mercy Schools, your major question. The primary reason for the arrival of the British to the Gold Coast was?
To trade.
To trade. This brings us to the end of the second round. At the end of round 2, Rising Star Montessori School had 9 points. And Mercy Schools Limited had 11 points. round 3 is in 2 parts. We have the swift response and the odd select. We'll begin with the swift response. Contestants, you have 10 seconds to solve and provide your answers. 10 seconds. For a bonus, you have only 3 seconds. I believe you can begin. Mercy Schools Limited. An object is placed 20 centimeters in front of a plane mirror. What is the distance between the object and the image?
40 centimeters.
40 centimeters. Rising Star Montessori. The angle between an incident ray and a reflected surface is 20 degrees. Determine the angle of reflection.
70 degrees.
70 degrees. What schools? This is a preamble to you. Please pay attention. An athlete whose mass is 70 kilograms can run up a staircase of 9 meters in 6.5 seconds. If acceleration due to gravity is 10 meters per second squared. Hope you all have that. Mercy Schools. What is the energy used? A bonus to Rising Star.
Chemical.
No. The answer is 6,300 joules. 6,300 joules. With the same preamble, Rising Star. What is the power of the athlete? A bonus to Mercy Schools. The answer is 969 watts. 969 watts. We move on to the odd select. Odd select. Now for this, I'll give you a set of words. You have to pick the odd one out and tell me the reason why it is odd. If you're able to tell me the odd one as well as the reason, you have your full point. However, if you just give me the odd one out, you get a point. Just 1 point. I believe you are good to go. Rising Star Montessori. These are your words. Hilary Man, Kwame Nkrumah, Okomfo-Anokye, J.J. Rawlings.
Okomfo-Anokye, because he wasn't a president of Ghana.
That's right. Mercy Schools. These are your words. A, C, A, B, O. A bonus to Rising Star.
AB, because they are 2 letters.
No. The answer is C, because C is not part of the blood groups. This brings us to the end of the 3rd round. At the end of round 3, Mercy Schools Limited had 3 points. And Rising Star Montessori School had 6 points. We move on to the final round for today's contest. For this round, there will be 2 parts, the logical illustration as well as the verbal puzzles. We'll begin with the logical illustration. Contestants, I'll give you the illustration for today. I'll read it out and then I'll ask you to start. Please don't start until I ask you to. You'll be given 5 minutes. Are we clear? So please come for the illustration. for today. 1. Factorize 3a squared minus 8bc minus 12ac plus 2ba. 2. The area enclosed by a square garden is 121 meters squared. What is the distance around the garden? 3. Evaluate. 5 whole number 7 over 15 minus 2 whole number 2 over 3 plus 1 whole number 5 over 12. Contestants, are we on the same page? Okay, you may begin. You have 5 minutes. Contestants, you have a minute more. Contestants, time is up. Please hand in your answers. Please present your answers on the board, just as you have it on your papers. Just as you have it. This logical illustration, this is my solution. To factorize 3a squared minus 8bc minus 12ac plus 2ba, we first of all have to group like terms. So this will give us 3a squared minus 12ac plus 2ba minus 8bc. Then we pick out the common factor. So we'll begin with the first group. We'll have 3a. Then in brackets we'll have a minus 4c plus, for the second group, we'll have 2b. Then in brackets we have a minus 4c. And our final answer will be 3a plus 2b in a bracket and a minus 4c in another bracket. For the second part of our illustration, we know our area is 121 meters squared. Now, we haven't been given the length, but we've been asked to find the distance around the garden. So first of all, we need to find our length. Since the area is 121 meters squared, and we know the formula for area of a square is L squared, or the length squared, we'll have 121 meters squared is equal to L squared. We find the square root of both sides, so we'll have square root of 121. And our final answer will be 11. So our length is 11 meters. Then to find our distance, or the perimeter, we know that distance is equal to 4L. And we know our length is 11. So 4 multiplied by 11 will give us 44 meters. For the final part of our illustration, where we are to evaluate 5 whole number 7 over 15 minus 2 whole number 2 over 3 plus 1 whole number 5 over 12. Converting the mixed fractions to improper fractions, we'll have 82 over 15 minus 8 over 3 plus 17 over 12. This will give us, when finding the after finding the LCM, which is 60, we'll have 328 minus 160 plus 85. Our answer will be 253 over 60. And changing back to a mixed fraction, we have 4 whole number 13 over 60. Style Montessori School. For the first part of the question, they were able to group like terms. So they have 3a squared minus 12ac minus 8bc plus 2ba. They get a point for that. However, they are not able to get the right common factors. So this gives them 3, then a minus 4c in brackets plus 2 and minus 4c plus a in brackets. This gives them a wrong final answer. For the first part of the question, they have 1 point. For the second part of the question, where they are to find the distance around the field, their area is equal to L squared. They get a point for that, for stating the right formula. And they are able to find the square root of 121. So this gives them 11. They get half a point for that. However, they are not able to tell us the length. They just give me 11 is equal to L. The answer is supposed to be 11 meters is equal to the length. They are not able to complete the question where they have to find the distance. So for the second part, they get 1.5 mark. For the third part of the question, they've been able to provide a bracket. I don't remember giving you a bracket in the question, but they got a bracket. I give them the mark for being able to convert the mixed fractions to improper fractions, and also for getting the LCM to be 60. I give them half the points for that. I think because you used the bracket, so your final answer ends up being wrong. So for the second part of the question, you get 1.5 marks. In total, Rising Star Montessori School has 4 points. Mercy Schools Limited. They were able to do just 2 of the questions. In factorizing the equation, they were able to group like terms. So they have 3a squared minus 12ac plus 2ba minus 8bc. They get a point for that. They are also able to pick out the common factor, and their final answer is right. So for the first part of the question, they have 3.5 points. They are not able to do the second part of the question. However, they are able to start with the next question. That's to evaluate the mixed fractions. They are also able to find a bracket. I don't know where they saw the bracket, but they have a bracket. So I give them the mark for converting the mixed fractions into improper fractions. And for finding the LCM, they are able to get half a mark for that. I think the same mistake, because they use the bracket, they are able to get the final answer. So in total, Mercy Schools Limited has 4 points. We move on to the second part of the final round. The verbal puzzles. Contestants, for this, you need your bell. You need your bell. So, I'll read out the clues. If you're ready to give an answer, you have to press your bell to alert me. Contestants, for this part, I'll read out a set of clues. If you know the answer, you need to alert me by pressing your bell. Can we hear the bell for Mercy Schools Limited? And for Rising Star Montessori? Okay. If you get the answer right on the first clue, you get 5 points. On the second clue, you get 4 points. And on the third and any other clue, you get 3 points. If you press your bells and you give me an incorrect answer, you're out. You can't answer again for that particular verbal puzzle. Do we understand? Do we understand? So we begin. I am an artificial method of plant propagation. I am mostly used to propagate citrus fruits like oranges and limes. I involve the mounting or joining of the stem or branch of the plant to be propagated, called the scion, on another plant stem or branch, called, yes,
grafting.
That's right. So the answer when I began with the third group, it gets 3 points. The final verbal puzzle. Sometimes I am used to describe the position of a thing. Sometimes I'm used to tell when and how something happens or is done. Usually, I come before a noun or a pronoun. I determine the relationship between a noun or pronoun and other parts of a sentence. Who am I? Yes. No. Yes.
A preposition.
A preposition, that's correct. This brings us to the end of the 4th round. The 3rd edition of the National Core Subjects Quiz is powered by Verbal Transformers. For our headline sponsor, we have RNG Ghana Limited, and our gold sponsor is Big Stationery Ghana. At the end of the 4th round, Mercy Schools Limited had 11 points. And Rising Star Montessori School had 4 points. Contestants, before we hear the final score, do you have anything you'd like to say to us? Go ahead, Mercy Schools Limited.
I would like to advise students to take their books seriously and learn in order to take up better roles in future.
Thank you very much. Rising Star, anything you'd like to say to us?
I'd like to urge all students to keep on preparing because you can never be too prepared or adequately prepared. Keep on trying your best and you will attain success.
At the end of today's contest, Rising Star Montessori School had 22 points. And Mercy Schools Limited had 36 points. Congratulations to both schools, you've all done well. To Mercy Schools Limited, we'll see you at the next round of this competition. And to Rising Star, we are glad you are here with us. We hope to see you again next year. We've come to the end of today's contest. My name is Na Ayika Yetebo, and I have been your quiz mistress. Thank you.